Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be doing lesson 712, decimal number stories. So we're going to practice converting between fractions and decimals to solve number stories. So let's go ahead and click on your screen for today, and we're going to go straight into the math message. So go ahead and click on the math message. And in your math message today, you have 3 questions. Here's the first question. What fraction of a dollar is 1 dime? What fraction of a dollar is 1 penny? What fraction of a dollar is 7 dimes and 8 pennies? Write your answer as a fraction and a decimal. So why don't you go ahead and pause the program, solve each part, and then we'll go over the correct answer. Please make sure you pause your program because I'm going to go ahead with the result. Okay, so for the first question, what fraction of a dollar is 1 dime? You can even open up your toolkit and pull up your money, and you find the money if you click on eTools and you just scroll down, and here it is. And I brought up a dollar because I want to think of what fraction of a dollar is 1 dime. So I want to think about, well, how many dimes are in a dollar? Did you say 10? So I'm going to bring up 10 dimes. And let me see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here is my 10th one right here. This one I actually do not need, so I'm going to move it into the garbage. So what fraction, if this 1 dime is part of my group of 10, what fraction would this 1 dime be? What you should have said was 1/10. So hopefully you said it is 1/10. So now let's go ahead and look at the next question. And I'm going to clear my screen here. Let's go back to the other question. What fraction of a dollar is 1 penny? So I'm going to go back to my toolkit. I want to bring up my money again. And here's my dollar. So I want to focus on my dollar and think about how many pennies are in a dollar. And I'm going to move that out of the way because I'm going to need my whole screen for this one. So did you see there's 100 pennies in a dollar? Well, I can't click on 100 down here. It won't let me go that high, but I can click on 10. So how many groups of 10 will I need to make 100? Did you say 10? So let's do it. So far, I have 10, 20, count with me, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and another 10 makes 100. So here I have 100 pennies, which is a full dollar. So what if I want to isolate this 1 penny over here, right over here? What fraction of a dollar is that 1 penny? It's 1 part out of, did you say 100? Let's see. So hopefully you said that is 1 out of 100. There you go, 100th. So let's go back to our math message. What fraction of a dollar is 7 dimes and 8 pennies? Write your answer as a fraction and a decimal. 7 dimes and 8 pennies. And I can go back to my toolkit and I want to clear my screen. And this time, let's see, here's my money. I want 7 dimes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my 7 dimes. There's my 7 dimes and 8 pennies. 8 pennies. So I want to click on, this time I want 8 pennies. And how much money is this now? Well, let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now let's count by ones. 1, 2, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. So I have 78 cents here. So that would be as a fraction, and I'm going to use a text box for this one. That would be 78 hundredths as a fraction. And as a decimal, that would be 78 hundredths. We read these both the same way, 78 hundredths, 78 hundredths. Because if you remember, let's just take a look at what our decimal places look like. And I'm just going to make just a very makeshift drawing over here of my decimal places. Here's my decimal point. And in this one over here, I have my whole numbers. Over here, I have my tens place. And over here, I have my hundredths place. My whole numbers, and I don't have any. I have 0. I have 7 tenths, which was my 7 dimes. My tenths are dimes. I have 7 dimes, and I have 8 pennies. My hundredths are pennies. And there you go. And I can put my 0 in here. And so I know if I have money, I have no whole dollars. And here is my $sign. So there you go. This is what we're going to be working with today. Fractions and looking at those fractions as decimals and the other way around. So let's go and practice some problems today. I have some on my screen, so follow along with me, please. So for today's lesson, we're going to be using these posters that you can find in your activity kit down here in the left-hand corner. Activity resources, there's 2 posters, poster 1 and poster 2. And you're going to need them to solve every problem. So this first screen now, we're just going to make sure we understand how to use the posters. So I'm going to open up poster number 1. And you have these also, so you can go ahead and open it up with me. This is called the stock up sale poster. And these are our sale items. So let's just look through the items together. We have light bulbs. A 4-pack is $1.09. Extension cord, $3.25. Tissue, 73 cents. If you notice at the bottom though, here's where the sale comes in. They have these deals here for you. They're like discounts that if you buy 5 or more, you only pay 88 cents per pack. And that's instead of $1.09, but only if you're buying 5 or more. And that's the way it works with all of these. So down here we have transparent tape, 84 cents. But if you're buying 5 or more, you only have to pay 65 cents per roll. So you're going to be saving money, but that's only if you're buying 5 or more. You have batteries, which are $3.59. Toothpaste, $1.39. Ballpoint pen, which is 39 cents. Tennis balls, can of 3, which is $2.59. And a paperback book for $2.99. And that is poster 1. So let's take a look. Let's just practice interpreting the poster. What is the cost of a ballpoint pen? I just want to underline that so I remember what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and find that. And you can bring up your poster also. See if you can find it. And I'm going to look at poster 1, ballpoint pen. And that was, here it is, ballpoint pen, 39 cents. So let me go back and make sure I have 39 cents. What fraction of a dollar is that? So how would I write this as a fraction? Well, I need to remember how to read this. If it wasn't money, how would I read what this looks like? And I can even bring my place value chart over here again. I can draw that real quick and just keep it over here nice and handy. I like to bring that with me so I remember where my places are. I'm going to put in my little decimal point here and quickly try to get in my my labels under my lines. Here's my whole numbers over here. And right here, I have my tenths. And right here, these are my, oops, I guess it's putting it down there, but that's okay. Hundredths. Let's see if I can move that one around. There, that's where I want it. All right, so I have my whole numbers, my tenths, and my hundredths. So if I'm going to take a look at this first one, I have my 3, which is in my tenths place. 3/10, and 3/10 means 3 dimes. And my 9 is in my hundredths place. My hundredths are my pennies. Sorry about my 9 there. And this is 3/10, 9 hundredths, and I read this 39 hundredths. So what fraction of a dollar is that? That is 39 hundredths as a fraction. This is what it looks like as money, 39 hundredths, 39 hundredths in word form. All right, so let's take a look at the next question. What is the cost of a pen? So I want to focus on a pen. If you buy 5 or more. So let's go back up to that same pen. I'm going to go back up to poster 1. And here's my same pen, but if I buy 5 or more, now I have to look at the sale price down here. 5 or more, it's 27 cents per pen. So I'm saving money. So it's 27 cents. 27 cents. What fraction of a dollar is that? So think about it. Instead of having my 39 up here, I would put my 27 in there instead. 27 what? Did you say 27 hundredths? This is what it looks like as a decimal. Just take away that dollar sign, 27 hundredths. Here it is as a fraction. It's 27 hundredths. And my next question is asking me, how much do you save per pen? How much do you save per pen by buying pens in bulk, which means you're buying a larger quantity of them? And in this case, we're buying 5 or more. So how much money are we saving? If I'm not paying 39 cents, but I only have to pay 27 cents, how much money am I saving? So go ahead and figure that out. Pause the program, figure it out so you don't see me reveal the answer. So there's a couple ways that you could do this. You can subtract 39 cents minus 27 cents, or you can leave them as fractions. So I can do 39 hundredths minus 27 hundredths and figure that out. And remember, when you do your subtraction, you only subtract the numerators. Subtract the numerators only. And you leave your denominator the same. Or I can keep them as decimals. So if I keep it as decimals, let's see, I want my dollar sign, which is my unit, and I have 39 cents minus I'm gonna move that over. Minus 27 cents. And if I do it this way, just want to make sure when you subtract decimals, you want to make sure your decimal point is lined up perfectly. Decimal point, decimal point, decimal point. You should be able to connect them, one straight line. So I can go ahead and subtract. And I know I have 9 minus 7, which gives me 2. 3 minus 2 gives me 1. 0 minus 0 is 0. And I want to make sure I have my dollar sign in my answer as well. My dollar sign. So I end up with 12 cents. That means I'm saving 12 cents per pen by buying in bulk. If I do it this way, I subtract 39 minus 27, and I'm going to use a text box for this. 39 minus 27, I know is 12, and I leave my denominator the same, which is 12 hundredths. 12 hundredths is the same as, oops, let's get out of that. 12 hundredths is the same as this amount over here. 12 cents also means 12 hundredths. So that's just a little bit on how to use that poster. Let's try some more. How about this question? What is the total cost of a roll of transparent tape and a pad of construction paper? So I want to go find these two on my posters. First, I'm going to find a roll of transparent tape. So I'm going to open up my activity kit. I'm going to look on poster 1. And here I have my transparent tape, which is 84 cents, which is the number I want to use because I'm only buying one roll. 84 cents. So let me get out of this. And right above that, I'm going to put in my 84 cents. I want to keep my numbers where they belong. 84 cents goes with the tape. And a pad of construction paper. So let's go find that. And I don't think I saw that on poster number 1. So let me see where that is on poster number 2. All right, let's find our construction paper. All right, here's our construction paper. And I just want one pad, which is 67 cents. I don't need this sale price right now. 67 cents for one pad. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 67 cents in here. Put in my dollar sign, 67 cents. So what is the total cost? So what would I do to find the total cost? Did you say that we would add them together? All right, so there's a couple ways that you can do that. You can change them both to a fraction of a dollar. So 84 cents would be 84 hundredths. And 67 cents would be 67 hundredths. So you can go ahead and change both of those to a fraction, or you can add them as decimals. So why don't you pause the program and go ahead and solve the way that you want to solve them, whether keeping them as decimals and lining them up, or changing your decimal amounts into fractions. So go ahead and pause the program, figure that out, because I'm going to go ahead with the result. So I'm going to set this up as fractions first. So I have 84 hundredths, 84 hundredths plus 67 hundredths. I want to figure out what this equals. And remember, when we're adding fractions, same as when we're subtracting fractions, we only add the numerators. We leave our denominators the same. So if I add 84 plus 67, and I can go ahead and just add those two numbers over here. Let's see. 84 All right, 84 plus 67, and let's see what I get when I add these two numbers together. 7 plus 4, I know, is 11, because 7 plus 3 equals 10, and I'm just adding one more. I'm going to regroup, and then in my next column, I know 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 6 equals 15. So I end up with 151 over 100. 151 hundredths. 151 hundredths, but I don't really want to leave it that way. So think about it. How much over one whole did you go? Well, one whole would be 100 one hundredths. So, and I'm going to write it over here. Maybe I'll use text box for this one. I'm going to try to set it up differently so it's easier for you to see. 151 over 100, and I'll go ahead and put in a little fraction bar here. 151 over 100. I went over one whole, so I know I have at least one whole. I went over one whole by 51 hundredths. Well, how much money is that? 1 and 51 hundredths? How much money would that be if I had to write it as a decimal? Well, let's take a look at it the other way. Let's set this up. Let's line up our numbers and our decimal point. I'm going to do that over here. All right, let's see. 84 cents plus 67 cents. Okay, I lined up my decimal points, and I have 4 plus 7 is 11. I have 9 plus 6 is 15. I'm going to make sure I put in my decimal point there. I'm going to regroup my 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, and I end up with $1.51. $1.51. 1 and 51 hundredths, that's what we got down here, equals 1 and 51 hundredths. And that's the same as our answer that we got right up here. So you think you got it? All right, so now let's try one more. Now this one's asking us about receiving change. How much change would you receive if you bought 5 bars of soap at the stock up sale price and paid with a $5 bill? So let's find the 5 bars of soap. And I think that was on poster 2. So here's our bars of soap. And if I buy 5 or more, I pay 65 cents per bar. So that's 65 cents. All right, so let's see. the stock up sale price, and that would be 65 cents instead. And that's per bar. So I need 5 of these first before I figure out my change. So why don't you go ahead and pause the program and figure out how much is 5 bars of soap going to cost if each one is 65 cents. And I think for this one, I'm going to line them up and maybe do some repeated addition here. 65 cents. And let's see what we get when we add this up. Go ahead and put in my $sign. And I think I'm also going to put in my decimal point. And I'm going to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So here's my 5. And I'm going to regroup my 2 right up at the top of my 10th place. Now, how many 6s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 6s. I know 5 6s is 30, plus the 2 up here is 32. So here's my 2. I'm going to regroup my 3. I have 3 plus all zeros. It's going to give me $3.25. But I'm not paying exactly $3.25. I'm going to hand the cashier a $5 bill, so I'm going to be expecting some change. Go ahead and figure out how much change you would get. Pause the program because I'm going to go ahead with the result. Let me make my writing a little bit bigger. Maybe it'll be easy to write. So I'm going to subtract. This is my $5 bill that I'm going to be handing the cashier. And the cost is really $3.25. So let's put in my decimal point. And I know I can't take 5 from 0 and I can't regroup. So I need to go over here to my whole dollars and I'm going to do some regrouping. And now I'm going to subtract 10 minus 5 and I get 5. 9 minus 2, I get 7. 4 minus 3, I get 1. And I ended up with $1.75. $1.75 is 1 75 hundredths. 1 75 hundredths. So you're going to see problems that look like this when you're working today. So what you're going to do, let's go back and take a look at everything you're going to be doing. You're going to do slide 4. Let's see, you're going to have 4 screens. Here's screen number 1, screen 2, screen 3, and screen 4. When you're finished with that, you can go ahead and do your math boxes. You have a number story here. You have a problem here where you're going to pick all of the correct answers. So there might be more than one. 2 division problems with 3-digit divisors, multiplication problem, and an explanation for how you solve problem 3B. You also have the game here, Angle Add Up, which would be a great game to play. They give you all the materials that you need. In your activity kit, you have the directions, and they give you the cards that you can shuffle right here. You just bring up the cards, and it gives you a choice to deal or shuffle. So that would be a great game to play to review adding those angles. And let's take a look at your home link as well. Here's your home link. Here's problem number 1. Very similar problems to the ones that we did today. Here's another problem. And some comparing decimal problems. Don't forget to change them into money. So there you go, boys and girls. Solving decimal number stories. If you need more practice, feel free to watch some tutorial videos and do the Sketchpad activities. Good luck, boys and girls.